What a week, a historic week it was. A great week to be an American. Victories coming from almost every quarter. Scott Brown, his upset victory over Martha Coakley in Massachusetts, and taking over the seat held for 46 years by Senator Ted Kennedy. And throwing in one swift election, throwing the hard left agenda of the Obama administration absolutely into a grinding halt. The Democratic leadership on Capitol Hill is beside itself, still stunned, still uncertain as to which way to turn to try to put the best possible face on what has been a horrific week for the left-wing ideologues and the Democratic partisans. All of this leading to the death of Obamacare. And yes, I'm saying outright, the legislation is dead, and it should have been dead and buried long ago. But the loss of the 60th vote in what would have been a filibuster-proof majority in the Senate it has just absolutely sealed the fate of the legislation. And think about this. The instant reaction to Scott Brown's election, his surprise win, his upset victory, the White House then immediately started calling, not for, let's all sit down and talk about this. Let's begin again. Let's do it honestly and forthrightly this time. Let's create a piece of legislation of which we can all, Democrats, Republicans, and independents, all Americans can be proud. No, what they did out of a sense of arrogance and entitlement, this administration, this White House, said, well, just give us a little smaller version. We'll take just a little tiny version of it then. Just give us the mini Obamacare, and we'll be happy. As if the entire purpose of the federal government, of the entire American political system, is to somehow please Barack H. Obama. I've seen arrogant administrations. I've covered 6 of them as a journalist. I have never, however, seen any administration that adopted a sense of entitlement that even approaches the nauseating levels of this administration. Well, it's a week filled with events leading to further freedom and a restoration of liberty, a week in which we all, Americans like you and me, regain faith in what this country is all about and can be. Give us a call, 877-55-DOBBS, 877-55-DOBBS. As excited as I am, I couldn't be, frankly, any more pleased than the Supreme Court decision rolling back. In the very same week that Scott Brown is elected to the Senate, the Supreme Court says we will have freedom of expression, and this nonsense over artificial constraints on campaign spending will be lifted. And by the way, I happen to believe corporate America has too much involvement in our elections. I happen to believe labor unions have far too much involvement in our electoral system. But I believe that legislation, the Feingold-McCain legislation, was the wrong way to go about giving greater representation to middle-class Americans by denying it to others.